Hey guys, Mr. Happy here, and today we're going to be taking a tour of the Gold Saucer, a new area being added to Final Fantasy XIV in patch 2.51. Now, some of you may remember the Gold Saucer from Final Fantasy VII, but if you haven't played that before, it's basically a casino/minigame area where you can do a whole bunch of different activities. So without further ado, let's get right into the footage. So this footage that you're seeing actually comes from the Tokyo Fan Festival for Final Fantasy XIV. Since it came right from the live stream, there are going to be a few things you may see. You may see Kamate occasionally type a message at the top of the screen. You may occasionally hear some Japanese voices, that being Yoshi P and Foxclon. But let's just focus on the tour and, of course, the background music, which you're hopefully enjoying right now. Now, the first big reveal about it, it's called the Manderville Gold Saucer, so we can only assume that Godbird or maybe even Hildebrand's mother has something to do with this place. And this place is pretty elaborate. This looks like a high-rolling kind of place. Also, as you can see on that window pane, there are some homages to the original Gold Saucer, and you'll see more of that as we go throughout this little tour. So, I want to throw in some information about the Gold Saucer as we are going through this tour and you're enjoying the scenery. The first big thing that everyone was wondering was, were there going to be any cash shop tie-ins for the Gold Saucer? And while the answer was kind of, I didn't like the way the answer was worded, there will be no cash shop tie-ins, basically. Absolutely none of them. It won't be some things, maybe other things. No cash shop tie-ins for any feature here in the Gold Saucer. And the reason behind it, it wasn't exactly the most sound of reasons. It was due to avoid legal issues regarding online gambling. Depending on which state you were in, what the laws were, they just didn't want to have to deal with any of that. And this is a little cynical and pessimistic, but it just makes it sound like if they could have, they would have. But regardless, no cash shop tie-ins. That is what is most important, if you ask me. As you can see, the scenery, just unbelievable, all the work that was put into these kind of things. I mean, I just want to AFK in here, and as you've probably seen a few times, there are females dressed in bunny outfits throughout the entire Gold Saucer. But soon we're going to be getting into more than just the background and the music, and you're going to start seeing mini-games. There are a bunch of different mini-games in this place. I think we see 3 in this video, but Yoshi P actually spoke about a few of the other ones. So, going through this room right here, look at all this. Yes, that is a giant cactar, by the way. A giant cactar with lights and spinning around and just... look at that. And you can actually go up the stairs onto the next floor. And here we go. We're starting to get into the mini games, and this is basketball. I really hope we actually get to play these mini games and that this is not just like there for scenery. Considering there are open ones right there, I'm assuming we will get to be able to. So I just can't wait to waste time in this place. Like, this is basically this is a giant time sink, but it's all for fun. Next, we have the, I call this the strength tester. That's just what they call it around here. You hit the thing with the hammer and you try to hit it all the way to the top. It's a test of strength, basically. And I assume that most of these minigames are going to be very simple in nature. You know, these are really, really basic things, like simple button taps I'd imagine would be used for these kind of minigames. And there's a lot of minigames that we don't get to see in this footage. Ones that people are curious about, like the snowboarding minigame from Final Fantasy VII, the Battle Square. And I don't think they ever said anything that said, no, those things won't be there. But they also haven't spoken about them yet. Again, there's just a lot of things we still don't know about the Manderville Gold Saucer, and hopefully we're going to be learning more as the months come and go. Patch 2.51 should be just a few weeks after patch 2.5 itself comes out. Going into what looks to be one of the main rooms here in the Gold Saucer, moving around. Another mini game over here. This is the... I call it the Gilgamesh punching game, or Gilgamesh punching bag, or the Greg punching bag, whatever. As you can see, dude right here is winding up, and pow, right in the kisser. So, again, probably another very simple mini game. Regardless, it's cool to see all these different features and competing with your friends on these little things. This I actually forgot about. This is a crane game. I really didn't expect to have to... do a crane. You know how bad crane games are rigged against you? Like, I hope that these are... Actually, I kind of hope they are rigged against you, kind of like real crane games are. Also, getting around the Gold Saucer is something that you're probably going to have a little bit of fun with, as you're going to see right here. Boom. That's really cool, if you ask me. That actually kind of... I can imagine people just spending hours just jumping up and down on that thing. Now, okay, now that we've gone through the majority of mini games, they're showing off some more areas right here. There are a few mini games that aren't particularly shown here, but that we know will exist. A big one is going to be Chocobo Racing. That's right, you are going to be able to race Chocobos. And Yoshi P, last time he spoke about this, said you will have manual control of your Chocobos. Now, a few things. One, they say, yes, there will be Chocobo Racing. As you may be guessing, that has something to do with the Chocobos you've been raising. It actually has nothing to do with the Chocobos that you've been raising. And that is the end of the footage, by the way. So now let's just go over some of the information. So Chocobos that you race are going to be separate from your companions. So if you've been leveling your companion strictly for Chocobo Racing, then don't do it anymore. But anyway, these new Chocobos, they can be raised. You can breed them together. They have unique racing stats, such as stamina. So it's actually going to be a little bit elaborate of a system. You can gain experience from racing and level them up. It's really just going to be a fun time sink, pretty much like it was in Final Fantasy VII. The other minigame that we're going to be getting is Triple Triad from Final Fantasy VIII. It was Final Fantasy VIII's card game, which is fairly simple at its base, but there can be some variations on the game that create different rules and combo attacks that you can do in order to quickly win these games. Now, this was really the big place where people were afraid of cash out tie-ins, and again, there are none. So cards are going to be gotten from beating NPCs, trading in gold saucer coins, which you can get from playing minigames and winning them, I'm assuming. And you can also even get them from battle content, maybe even dungeon drops, maybe treasure maps. We don't know yet, but battle content will also drop cards. Now, there aren't going to be too many cards at launch. I believe there's going to be 80, which is still a sizable amount considering you only get to play maybe 4 or 5 of them in a single game. And more cards are going to be added with more patches into the game, as well as various rules that you're going to be able to play with. And of course, yes, while you are going to be able to battle NPCs, you are also going to be able to battle other players and their decks. And there's even going to be tournaments held inside of the Gold Saucer. So there's going to be tons of different events that you can do inside of this place. I think that if they could deliver on everything that they're promising with this footage, with the information we got at the Tokyo Fan Festival, that it is going to be a super fun way to kill time. And something I've never seen in an MMO. Maybe some of you guys have. I've just never seen anything like this in an MMO. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think of the footage that we saw? What do you think about the mini games? What mini games would you like to see make it? Do you want the battle square? Do you want the snowboarding mini game? Leave all that in the comments below. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share for all the latest Final Fantasy XIV information, news, guides, all that stuff. And until next time, everyone, take care.